Let me say this nice and slow because somebody needs to hear it in the back. Just because someone is hurt doesn't mean they're safe. I don't care how rough their childhood was, and if you survive narcissistic abuse, this line gets blurry real quick because your empathy will have you out here giving grace to people who are actively hurting you. So let's stop the madness and stop hugging cactus. If you're watching this and thinking, why do I keep attracting emotionally messy people? Comment below. I promise you that you're not alone. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Jenny Gaston, licensed professional counselor, therapist, professional spotter of nonsense. In the last video, we talked about how to thrive after narcissistic abuse, meaning you're not just surviving anymore, you're rebuilding your identity, your boundaries, and your nervous system. Today is the next step, because once you start healing, you run into this confusing situation. You'll meet people who are hurt, emotionally rough around the edges, and you'll meet people who are intentionally harmful, but they hide it behind trauma. And if you can't tell the difference, you'll end up re-traumatized thinking you're being understanding. So comment ready if you watched the last video. You can still comment if you plan to. And listen, survivors of narcissistic abuse are trained to over-explain, over-empathize, ignore red flags, take responsibility for other people's actions. And the madness has to stop. So when someone says, I'm just guarded, I've been hurt before, I don't trust easily, it makes sense. And your nervous system says, oh, I know this story. But here's the problem. Pain explains behavior. It does not excuse it. That's the line we're learning to draw today. So grab your notes if you're a note person, because I'm going to give you the first journal prompt. Let's get to it. What behaviors have I excused because I was trying to understand someone else's pain? Comment clarity if that hits. Now we're going to talk about what a hurt but safe person looks like. Let's talk about people who are genuinely hurt but not harmful. A hurt person who is safe can take accountability. Number 2, they apologize without defensiveness. 3, they're open to feedback. And 4, they don't punish you emotionally. So they might be a little awkward, a little guarded, a little rough around the edges. That is okay. We can work with that. But you, again, feel emotionally safe around them. You're not walking on eggshells. You're not shrinking. You're not confused all the time. That's key. Let's talk about the second journal prompt. How does my body feel around this person? Calm or tense? Comment body, because let me tell you, your body knows if you felt the difference, and it keeps a score. Now let's discuss what an intentionally harmful person looks like. Now this person uses trauma as a weapon. They justify cruelty with pain. They minimize your feelings and pushes through boundaries. They're a boundary bulldozer and blame you for their reactions. They also say things like, oh, this is just how I am. You're too sensitive. Well, if you really love me, you'll understand. Have you heard that before? And let me be very, very clear. If someone keeps hurting you after you explained it, that's a choice at this point, okay? That's not trauma. That's entitlement. Why? Because we make mistakes here and there, but once you start to see patterns, you can't unsee them. The next journal prompt, number 3, is when I express pain, does this person change or double down? Comment choice if this resonates with you. If you still can't figure out it and you're like, listen, I am still confused. The difference is repair. Repeat after me. Repair. This is the litmus test. Write it down. Hurt people try to repair. They try to make it right. Harmful people try to control. They may just walk away and leave things toxic. A safe person wants to understand your pain. A harmful person wants you to stop talking about it. They're like, get over it already, or brush it under the rug. A safe person asks, how can I do better? A harmful person says, why are you still bringing it up? What's the big deal? And so, I'm going to give you another journal prompt. Someone who is toxic and harmful will be consistent with hurting versus someone who made a mistake. What happens after conflict? Repair or punishment? Punishment may look like stonewalling. It may look like, the silent treatment. Comment repair if you're seeing it now. The light is turning on. If this video is helping you in any way, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe. It's a free way to support the channel and to help others to get this content. So if you're trying to thrive, like we talked about in the last video, this discernment is non-negotiable. Healing means you stop explaining your worth, you stop tolerating emotional gymnastics and chaos, and you stop confusing intimacy with intensity. Thriving doesn't mean you harden. It means you get selective with who have access to your time and energy. So, the fifth journal prompt is, what kind of behavior am I no longer willing to normalize? Because we make excuses for too many things here. So comment selective if you're there. You're like, you know what? It stops here. Now let's talk about community and support. If you need further support, find our Facebook support group. I'll place a link in the description. We unpack red flag versus trauma, boundaries without guilt, healing your nervous system, which is necessary, and rebuilding self-trust. Because sometimes we're hard on ourselves. We're just like, how come I keep falling for the same pattern over and over again? You have to give yourself grace. But if you're tired of second guessing yourself, the link is below. Join us and comment, I'm healing, when you get there. Now, let me leave you with this. Compassion without boundaries is self-betrayal. You can understand someone's pain and still walk away. You're not cold, you're healed. Too many times we go from one end of the pendulum to the other. We are a people pleaser and we can't find that middle ground. If this video helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs permission to stop excusing harm. And comment one word below that describes how you felt right now. Trust me, I read them all. And so as always, much love.